from surface view, of course they think it's dumb, but I've never been motivated to engage in it. I don't like not being in my own. I don't like leaving my conscious mind. I feel like the second I leave my mind, this minute I stop metacognating, shit will go down.
I'm the wrong person to say this, but you don't have to get like completely wasted.
Yeah.
You can just be a bit guilty to ease up the social.
All right. I gotta hit the dusty trail. I could get my little brother from school or something. Bye. I love everybody. Goodbye.
See you later, Trenton.
Yeah.
Don't forget to rock and roll.
He's an ENTP, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
He seemed very ENTP, so.
I've said it many times in the past, and every time I talk to him, I experience the same thing again. Of all the ENTPs I've ever met, Trenton reminds me of myself more than anybody else.
Yeah. He's reminding me about myself as well. Like when I was in his age.
Yeah, he's like an 18.
I was sort of the same. Like the TI took over, the FE wasn't developed for shit. I don't know. I just didn't get it.
Yeah.
I was too busy with computer games to pay any attention to women. Women just seemed volatile, unpredictable, and like my friends who had relations back then, all they talked about was the drama, the quarrels, and the nagging. And I was like, oh well, I bet sex would be nice, but there's just too much shit to make it worth it.
And then Jessica said, but Jacob, I'm over here. Come
no, not really. I met Jessica pretty late though. But we met on internet. And I used a clever ass pickup line that worked.
What was it? How many sweets can you fit in the bucket?
I said like if you were to choose between these 4 options, which option would you choose? I said. And then I said 1, like romantic dinner at a restaurant somewhere. 2, like casual coffee in town somewhere, sitting down, chatting. 3, come over to me, drink some wine and watch some movies. And 4, like a full-blown party night where we drink alcohol and go out to the club or something like that.
Did she choose Netflix and chill?
She sort of did. She said like the coffee or the Netflix.
So you're like, all right.
Yeah, but that was the 2 options I would have preferred someone to take, because then it doesn't mean like, okay, you have to reveal yourself under the influence of alcohol, or I wouldn't have to get into the strange conflict when the girl wants me to pay for her dinner. Shit like that. I don't know. I just don't do that. Like,
of course you pay for her dinner.
No, of course you don't. And let me argue why. The reason is if you pay for her dinner, that makes it seem that your time is worth much less than her time. It lowers your own value and the attraction is gone. Except, let's say they come in with a bill or whatever, and you shouldn't encourage her to pay, but if she's like, oh well, going for her wallet or whatever, if she makes any effort or like, okay, I can pay for myself, then you can be a gentleman and like, no, it's okay, I got this. But they shouldn't take it for granted that you pay for them. That's what I'm saying.
I don't even give them a chance to take it for granted or not. I don't even note, because, I mean, I'd say usually there's some effort on the female's part to offer to pay for half of it, but I don't know. I'm older than you, and I've never gone on any date-like excursion with a woman and not paid for it.
Well, I haven't been on dinner with women like that, but I've been like on coffees and smaller stuff. Yeah, sure, whatever. But if we're paying like a full-blown fucking dinner for much money, fuck no. Like, my time is not worth any less than your time. Why should I pay for you? Aren't you like a feminist? Don't you believe in equality?
For something like that, that's the decision I have to make regarding where I want to take her, Because while I pay for everything, I'm not going to let her choose whatever. Like, then I'd like to go to the most expensive restaurant.
No, so you pay for everything, but you bring her to McDonald's.
No, I don't take her to McDonald's, but I don't take her to Ruth's Chris. It's like, I'm not going to go take her to a super fancy restaurant and try to impress her by spending a lot of money on her, because that's not a good cost benefit thing. I tend to buy people, whoever I eat with, if I go out to eat, I'll usually pick up the check, male or female, because not quite as much anymore, but I used to do that more often because I always felt like, well, I appreciate this individual's willingness to go out to eat with me, so I'm happy to pay for the lunch or whatever. But that's just because I needed more social interaction.
But for how long do you do that? Like, is it only the first date? If the girl wants another date, then what happens on the second date?
I mean, I go into, if I'm looking for a long-term relationship, I'm ideally looking for somebody who is expecting to not work and be supported by me, and I'm expecting for them to not work and me support them.
Exactly. That's why you don't pay for the dinner.
Well, I mean, as long as we're moving towards this along the same process, then I proceed in that fashion. If it's clear at some point there's friends with benefits, that's a different story and should involve slightly less expenditure maybe. But I've got no problem going out and buying computer drinks. It's totally worth it.
I can't give like an objective answer because it all differs. Like what I feel, what I analyze during the dinner. Like, is this person worth it? Is it worth investing in this person? Should I pay the dinner? Oh, sure, I can pay the dinner or whatever. But if the person is like giving me vibes of a gold digger or just something else I don't like or whatever, not my kind of person, and I know that, okay, this won't go further, why should I pay for time if it's not a long time investment? Oh well, she would think you're a greedy bitch. Oh yeah, whatever. I don't see her again, and she should pay for her own stuff.
I mean, my take on it is, if a woman is interested in going on a date with me, that earns her a free dinner.
No, because it lowers your own value. It's like, okay, no, it doesn't. It does, because otherwise you're saying, unless I pay for you, you're not, like, I'm not worthy of bringing you out to dinner.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying this is how I roll. I'm buying dinner. I appreciate you going out with me, and it's not because I'm desperate or just grateful that anybody would even look my direction or anything. It's because I used to be that, so I understand the world through different eyes.
Yeah, but then shouldn't she like owe you at least a blowjob afterwards?
No.
Why not?
Well, look, what she owes me is to just be pleasant, basically, in general, and to.
Do you have to pay a person in order to be pleasant towards you?
No, I'm not paying her. I'm buying her dinner because I'm a nice guy.
Because of the intention of her being nice to you.
No, it's because she's already been nice to me. She's agreed to go out with me.
No.
Yes.
No.
It doesn't mean I'm not of value. Listen, as I'm making all this rhetoric at the dinner, and with you here, I'm still fully aware of my own worth and value. And if she's somebody who's worth getting on long term, she can read that this is not the weak kind of that.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Like, as I said, the difference is I make up my decision during the dinner if I'm willing to pay for it or not. You seem to make up your decision about it before.
Right, because I am assuming, at least if she can, that the female can always say something along the lines of, well, aren't you going to pay for it? In which case, she'd win that argument because...
No, why would I?
Okay, you could win that argument. It's true. But winning that argument doesn't do you any good.
No, but if the date's not going to lead anywhere, paying for the dinner doesn't lead anywhere either.
It's
don't play the courtesy card.
The job. It's finishing the job I agreed to do, which is figure out if I like this chick.
But how would you handle, say, like, okay, in dollars, maybe not that big of a sum, but like $100 or whatever. You paid $100, had a few hours of like romantic dinner with a person, but you just don't like her. It's not your kind of person. She like expects you to pay, and then afterwards she gives you a hug and say, "I don't think you're my kind of guy."
I mean, I wouldn't take somebody out to that kind of a dinner unless certainly not on a first date, or certainly not before sleeping with them. Probably not a super fancy dinner. Now, $100 for two people, that I might do that. I have before, and I didn't get anything. I didn't want anything at the end of the dinner. I decided I didn't want to be with her. I took this one chick I met on Tinder to what is it called?
I just don't get why you should pay for someone else's food and someone else's time.
Well, Jacob, look, the reality is this: whether we like it or not, whether we think it's fair or not, yada yada yada, it's easy for chicks to get laid. They have endless choices available to them. They've got lots of guys going up to them and saying, "I would like to have close to you." They've got people like Trenton who make it abundantly clear that all they have to do is say, "Okay," and you can have sex with him. That's not me, but it's a lot of guys.
So what you're saying is that we're sort of not forced, but encouraged to display like some sort of generosity early on, just in order to proceed, because otherwise they would just diss us. I think there are many other factors.
It's not a practical thing. It's not for outcomes. I've never once said that I want to do that because I think it produces better outcomes for me. Except it makes me feel better. It makes me feel like, I've done a good job of being a date, if nothing else.
Yeah, but for me, it would feel like the opposite. I would be felt like, okay, this bitch fucking exploited me.
Here's the thing you're getting at it as well, which is I'm pretty good at reading people, even though I'm not really trying to ever. And if I'm trying to give everyone the benefit of the doubt, but if a chick does one or two certain kind of wrong things or says certain things that are red flags for me, forget about it. She's out of the picture immediately. It's only a couple of, all I have to do is get a hint of dishonesty that is sort of constitutional rather than naturally occurring.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I rather wait for the girl to reach for their own wallet and expect to pay for themselves, and then go, no, I take it. Abort, or okay, I'll pay you for this. But if the girl asks me and it becomes awkward, shouldn't you pay for this? Then no, fuck you, gold digger.
But look, it's kind of a cost of doing business. I decided to take you out, this person, which means my initial reading.
No, you asked the person to go out with you. The person themselves were the one agreeing to it. They made a conscious decision to go out with you.
I know, but I'm not in control of them and their brains. I'm only in control of me and my brain. So from my perspective, I have asked this person out. I have wanted them to go out with me, and they have agreed to go out with me. Now, what that does is it affords me the opportunity to get to find out if I actually really like the person enough to do anything more with, right? But that's worth the $50 or whatever for dinner to have the opportunity to sit down with somebody and talk to them and find out. And it's just sort of a general kind of gesture of acknowledgement that the other person is worth enough for you to pay for dinner to find out. Which isn't asking a whole shitload. As you get older, you have a little bit more disposable income too.
Yeah, I agree. I get that. It's just that I don't want. It would be for me an instant turn up if the girl were expecting me to pay for it, because that would be I'm so feminist, but I still expect a man to pay for me. No, fuck you, fuck no.
I mean, I've never encountered a woman who really expects me to pay for things. It just. I think I just do. I just always have. I don't know.
Yeah, but because that's why you informed them earlier on. I've never been in a situation myself of that sense either. So I'm just saying that if it would occur, I would not inform them that I will buy them dinner earlier, like I will pay for it. But I won't inform them the opposite either, because